I'd like to call the order to the January 24th, 2017 of the Code Enforcement Board. Please all stand for the pledge and the invocation, and the invocation will be given by Member Carrington and the pledge by Member Odom.
Just bow your heads in a moment of silence. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, could we have the roll call, please?
Member Blender, absent excused. Member Osborne. Here. Member Lowry.
Here.
Vice Chairman Carrington.
Here.
Member Odom.
Here.
Member Lomack.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Could we have the swearing in of the officers and the witnesses going to be speaking here on the case this evening? Please stand. Do we have the consent agenda, please?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. I'm Doug Gaines, Assistant Director of Support Services for the City of Ocoee. We have for dismissal or in compliance 16-133 and 17-002. They just came in and proved they're in compliance. And we have one for continuance to next month, 17-003.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I move at this time that we accept the consent agenda as presented by the city.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept the consent agenda that's been presented by the city, is seconded by Member Odom. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. We'll go ahead with start with case number 16-124. Officer Rodriguez.
Good evening. For the case 16-124, Officer Rodriguez, for the address of 2762 Lancer Circle in Ocoee. On August the 23rd of 2016, I observed this property with a dirty swimming pool screen enclosure with torn screens and ceiling at the pool area with the rotten wood falling down. I'll put some pictures here. This is the roof. You can hardly see the screens that all this area doesn't have no screen. This is the part of the screens in the door. This is the roof. And the roof, sorry. On August the 30th of 2016, the notice of code violation was mailed to Mr. Patarath Lookman and Anna Marie Lookman at 12733 Jacob Grace Court in Windermere, Florida 34786, as identified by the Orange County Property Appraisal for the violation of the ordinance number Chapter 115, nuisance section 115-6. That's for the abandoned of an unsafe swimming pool. Chapter 108, section 108-7 for the maintenance required. Article 2nd on housing minimum standards, section 108-23, E 1 and 2, O, R 1. And Article 5, Section 108-35. They were given until September 14 of 2016. I re-inspect the property on the 15th of 2016, on September, and it was not in compliance with the city. On January the 10th of this year, I re-inspected the property once again, and I found that the pool was empty, but everything else is not repaired. I spoke to Mr. Luckman, and he explained his hardship, financial hardship, that he has been going through, and also confirmed that he was going to be present in this meeting. And as of today, it's not in compliance with the city. And our recommendation is to give him 30 more days. If not, it's going to be the fine for $50 a day after, for each code.
Is any code now in compliance?
No.
Is there anything blocking people from falling into the pool?
Well, there's tenants living in there, and they have two
But
kids.
what about in the street, too? I mean, is there a fence on the yard? Or is
No.
it just,
No fence.
so the broken screen leaves the pool wide open for anybody to fall in?
That's correct.
Okay.
But with someone actually living on the property,
Yes.
and we have this gentleman here, we actually can't go onto this property and do anything to safety-wise.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
I'm
Any other
con-
discussion?
Yeah, because I'm concerned, even though the pool is empty, I'm still concerned because there's kids living in there.
Right.
So it's not, doesn't have no rails, no protection, or,
Okay, we have a Mr. Lockman? Yes, could you please come up to the public side over here and state your full name and your address and your current address and your relation to this case, please?
Yes, this one?
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Padarat Lachman. I live at 6419 Lakeville Road.
Okay, so,
I need some more time for that repair. Definitely, I know it's a safety violation, but at this time, my finance is really bad. And due to the fact that it is a disgrace for the property to look like this, I cannot do anything at this time to repair it. So I need more than 1 month to repair it.
so you say you need more than 1 month?
More than one,
Or
more than
1
1 month, yes, because if I can recall, she said it's October, she sent me that violation, which I was moving out from I get thrown out from the house in Windermere due to my bankruptcy. I now start back walking, getting my feet back in the walking area. I will repair that property because I take pride in what I own.
Okay. Well, the city is actually asking 30 days, so you think you can comply in 30
I
days?
cannot comply with 30 days, no.
You can?
No.
No. So what do you say you can do?
I would like to get about 90 days to repair
90
that,
days.
yeah, to repair it and have it good.
Well, my concern is you have a safety issue for not only your tenants, but the public. You know, anybody could fall in that pool. And
The first thing I could work with is the screen. The screen shouldn't be that difficult to take care of, and if that's what you're worried about, I could fix the screen to get into the pool area. It's not much to get the screen repair. That's the first thing I could work with, since that is your safety. Or should I put up a no trespassing sign there? What the public doing back of my house?
I don't think a no trespassing sign is going to keep little kids from running through your property and falling in the pool, you know, but...
Sir, do you currently have tenants in there who are paying rent?
Yeah, but they're not paying rent yet, no.
They're not paying rent.
Okay, so.
I was
what about
hoping that would help to repair the property, but he moved in 2 months and he only paid 1 month rent.
So it sounds like to me you got a lot of problems on your hands.
Well, seemed like it will continue
so-
going ahead.
How quickly can you repair the screens?
I'll try to get at this weekend if that's the biggest issue, to keep the public off, so I could do that this weekend.
Yes, and you may want to ask them to refill the pool, so.
Well, I was going to kind of like, because you got tenants, they got small children there?
Yeah, they got
Okay.
small children.
So
yeah.
you got an empty pool that someone can actually fall in
Well,
there?
I empty the pool to clean the pool because it was green. That's why we empty the pool to get it clean, to refill it, yes. We could start back filling the pool up.
Okay, so you're saying that's something that's going to happen this weekend?
We could start filling the pool this
Well,
weekend.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
okay,
That's something I could start working on it as we progress to get it solved. I'm not here to avoid fixing it. I'm here to work to get it solved. That's why I showed up tonight.
Well, I think the big concern for many on this board, although I won't speak for anybody but myself, is that you've had ample notice of this problem, and it seems like nothing has been fixed up until this point. I can appreciate the financial constraints. However, as a homeowner, there are certain basic requirements that you have to meet, especially given the fact that you also have tenants in there. So I would expect that pool is going to get filled and those screens repaired rather abruptly, and certainly should be done in less than 30 days. We may be able to talk about the roof being repaired beyond the 30 days, but we have to take care of those safety issues.
Well, that's what I didn't sure if you quite understand me. I did say I could work on the screen this weekend and
Okay,
fill
did
the pool right away, and that's within 30 days, so
did we
that's
not
what we're
have a
talking about.
continuance on this case one time before?
Yes, we did. We had continuance in October.
Right, that's why so you've already had one.
Well, I was here for that meeting, and I think.
Yeah, but you were granted a continuance at that point.
Right.
So here we are again.
Well, I
okay?
don't think you understand
you're
before.
asking
I don't think you
basically
understand what
for it
I
again.
started off before. I am in financial problem.
Yeah,
If the board allow me, if you have funds put aside to help me with it, I will pay you back in monthly interest to repair the property, and we could start right away.
well, city doesn't do that. So
Well, that's what I mean.
think
I
you'll have to-
I
you'll
will
have to
try.
go
I
on
will
that
try
side.
my best to get it
figure
done.
that one out.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion in case number 16-124 that the respondent be found in violation as cited as of September 14th, 2016, and be given 30 days from today's date to come into compliance. That will be, February 24th, 2017, or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violations remain in non-compliance.
So that is all. That is fixing the roof and everything else.
February 24th, 2017.
Okay, who motioned?
I second.
Okay. And okay. We have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member, I'll get it here, okay? Let's see, Lomneck. It's going to take me just a little while to get that, but I'll get it. In case number 16-124, the respondent will be found in violation for code 115-6, 108-7, 108-23E. I assume that's 12OR1 and 108-35. To come into compliance, found in, not in compliance at September 14, 2016, and to come into compliance February 24th, 2017, or be, what was the
$50 per day
And-
per violation.
right, and be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Any other discussion?
So if he fixes the screen, it doesn't matter?
Well, no.
If any of them are a separate violation and they're fixed, then the fine would not accrue for that particular violation. If two violations are under one same code section and they correct one but not another, then the 50 would start accruing. But if 3 of the 4, let's say, are corrected, then only $50 a day would start accruing.
Okay,
And that will something come back to the board.
okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Y'all can always
Do I have any
Correct.
more say on this, or I don't have anything to?
Sir, we've already done it. we've
But
already,
I told you I have financial problem. Nobody understand that?
but let's go ahead with the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Sir, you just have to speak with the city on this. We've already placed what we believe and what we think needs to be done to help the city to continue in this matter. And so hopefully you can get these problems resolved. Okay, so
Okay, sound
go
good.
ahead and talk with the city. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next case, 17-001, Officer Loeffler.
Good evening. Oh, thank goodness. Thought I lost it. I could have tried to wing it, but. Case number 17001 is 114 Spring Lake Circle. This is a house that borders the new Spring Lake Elementary School. It shares actually a property line with the elementary school, in particular a student walkway that was installed by the school system. This house has occupants and no electricity, no water. And there's a lot of upset parents. On October 15th, 2016, this code enforcement officer, in the company of multi-jurisdictional police detectives, did observe occupancy of a dwelling in violation of the minimum housing standards. Occupancy without sanitary connection to approved potable water supply or wastewater system, or connection to an approved safe electric utility. No potable water, and all related sanitary and safety issues resulting from not having a connection to potable water and electric utility. Unsanitary, unsafe conditions were constituting a public nuisance and a nuisance to the health, safety, and welfare of the public, the occupants, the neighborhood, and the overall city. Additionally, there is 3 broken, missing sections of fence, resulting in unsecured open access to school property, in particular a school walkway. I'll go to Exhibit A. And I'm sorry, I don't know why it's blurry, but this photograph is an occupant of 114 Spring Lake Circle, and twice a day he walks over to 112 Spring Lake Circle and fills these 2 5-gallon buckets. And goes back to the house. And I'm assuming so they can flush toilets and things like that. This is a barbecue grill that they cook food on. It's out front of the house at the main entrance to the school. And they use that because there's no freestanding cook stove permanently installed in the house. This is the student walkway that runs between the neighborhood behind and goes to the school. That is the open section of fence. That's school property right there. That is the school student walkway. That is the open section of fence that goes to that house. And this was today. As I was coming by to do one more inspection before this hearing, there was an individual walking on Spring Spring Lake towards Worst Road. When he saw my truck, he turned around. He went back to the house, but instead of going to the house, he went to the little walkway next to the house, through the hole in the fence, and as I was turning around, he went to the front of the house and went inside. So, I think that's some of the kind of activity the police were trying to find, and they didn't, but that's what goes on there. The law enforcement officials were at the location serving a warrant related to prostitution and illegal drug sales. An occupant of the property, who claimed to be a relative of the deceased owner, conveyed to the police and to me that he contacted the police as he could not control the persons involved in prostitution and drug activity. Although the police did not find anything, the property was and remains occupied by a variety of people without sanitary and safe utility connections, and several rear fence sections remain missing along the school walkway. On the same date, October 16th, a violation notice was posted at the location and sent out to the owner as officially recorded, Thelma Piles, care of Jeffrey Allen Watson, 114 Spring Lake Circle, for violation of ordinances 10835, public nuisance, with a provision to allow the city to abate the nuisance and include the cost of any abatement to be included as a fine against the property for future recovery. 115-3, for the existence of a nuisance condition and not abating the nuisance condition after notification. 108-19A, C, D, and E2, and F, 1, C, and D. All of those. No person shall occupy or allow occupancy of a dwelling which does not comply with the following requirements. Sanitary facilities connected to an approved water and sanitary wastewater system, hot and cold water supply connected to an approved water distribution system, water heating facilities and room heating facilities, and kitchen facilities including permanently installed cooking stove, and prohibiting portable electric and flame cooking stoves, and mechanical refrigeration for the storage of foodstuff, not a cooler with ice. So again, that right there all encompasses 108-19A, C, D, E2, and F, 1, C, and D. The violation notice provided until October 30, 2016, to discontinue occupancy until legal and approved connection to water and electric utilities is restored, providing safe and sanitary environment, and replace the open fence section between the school property and the student walkway. On October 31st, 2016, non-compliance was observed. On January 9th, 2017, a statement and notice of hearing to this meeting was sent out, certified service posted at the location and physically posted in the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. During the time span between October 31st and January 9th, 2017, this code officer observed on multiple occasions an occupant of 114 Spring Lake Circle carrying 2 5-gallon buckets next door to 112 Spring Lake Circle, fill them with water, and carry them back to 114. This happens multiple times weekly. This code officer additionally observed different occupants exiting and entering and fleeing out the rear, which into an alleyway which reaches both Worst Road and the neighborhoods behind the house. Many, many different vehicles arrive and depart, some of the drivers and walkers to and from this property even giving me the finger and yelling at me. Even what appeared to be lookouts with cell phones just prior to people fleeing the property. All of this, of course, is hearsay, reported by neighbors and myself, but the facts of the case before this board are only the codes cited with which this property remains non-compliant. So, we have non-compliance on 10835, 115-3, 10819A, C, D, E2, and F1, C, and D. The city is requesting the ability in your motion to abate the nuisance if we're lucky enough and it comes vacant. Otherwise, the city's requesting a $50 fine per violation per day.
What is it that you're going to abate?
If they vacate that house, which they very well might, we're going to fix the fence and secure the house.
Okay, so you're saying $50 a day for what?
Per violation.
Per violation for 5 days, 10 days?
I'm
0
thinking
days?
10 days.
Okay.
Okay. Officer Loeffler, one quick question. On our case history, it also lists 108-22.
Oh, I'm sorry, I left that out.
Yeah, I'm looking right at it here.
That is the electrical connection that they don't have.
I presume you'd like
Add
us
that?
to
Yes,
find
sir.
that added? Okay. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion in case number 17-001 that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of October 30th, 2016, and grant this, and be given until February 2nd, 2017 to come into compliance, or be fined $50 per day per violation for each day the violation remains in noncompliance, and furthermore authorize the city to immediately abate should the property become vacant and assess all costs to the fine.
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Osborne. In case number 17-001, that the defendant be found in violation of codes 108-35, 115-3, 108-19A, C, D, E, 2F, 1CD, and 108-22. Was found in violation on October 30th, 22nd, and be given until February 2nd, 2017 to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in non-compliance. And authorize the city to abate the nuisance at the, I guess, the closure, or how would I say it?
Just abate and
Yeah.
assess the cost.
And accept the cost to the fine. Add it to
You're
the
just
fine.
restating the motion.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Any
Well,
discussion?
I did want to ask, as far
Okay.
as abatement, what does that, repairing the broken fence?
I'm thinking actually, I'm going to do everything in my power to try and get the fence fixed right away.
Oh.
But if the city attorney wants us to wait until it's vacant, it would be securing that building, securing that fence.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Case number 17-004, Officer Loeffler.
$17,004 is 3309 Mid-Lake Terrace, and that's in the Forest Brooks Estate on the Lake Apopka side. On November 3rd, 2016, this officer, in response to a citizen-generated complaint, did observe tall weeds, grass, and vegetation in the backyard of 3309 Mid-Lake Terrace and an expired tag inoperable vehicle in the front driveway. On the same day, a violation notice was sent out and posted at the location to the owners as recorded on official records, William R. Haygood and Patricia H. Haygood, of the same address, for violation of 115-5, the excessive weed, grass, and vegetation growth, and 165-3 for the inoperable unexpired tag vehicle. The notice provided until November 18th, 2016, to mow, cut, and remove the overgrown tall weeds, grass, and vegetation, and remove the vehicle from the property or relocate it within the enclosed garage. Patricia Haygood contacted this officer and requested a time extension to December 30, 2016. On January 10, 2017, reinspection revealed noncompliance, and a statement hearing notice to this meeting was sent out certified delivery, posted at the location, and posted within the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. On January 11th, the citizen complainant contacted this officer requesting a status on the case, in which I informed her about this hearing date. On January 17th, the property owner, Patricia Haygood, contacted this officer requesting more time, citing medical reasons including a return of cancer and current disability. Patricia Haygood requested an additional 30 days to February 24th, stating that if she was given to that date, it would result in compliance. And today, at 5 o'clock p.m., a representative of hers dropped off a handwritten note to the board. 3 pages. You want me to put it on the overhead, or would you like me to read it? Maybe Bridget can read it. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
I'll go fast.
I mean,
To the Code Enforcement Board, I received the notice of code violation on 3 November 2016. The following day, I attempted to call Officer Edward Leffler and left him a message explaining I was having serious medical issues. Officer Leffler returned my call, leaving me a message stating the winter months were coming and most of the tall grass and weeds would die during the next couple of months, and to call him when I was feeling better. I don't think that's how the conversation exactly went. In November 2016, also, I underwent a PET scan, which is a diagnostic test for cancer. The week before Thanksgiving, I received the results. My scan was positive in a uterine mass in my left breast. My health has been declining since August 2013, when I survived multiple bilateral pulmonary embolisms. The scan results were extremely upsetting. I have 2 adult daughters and a 7-year-old and 3-year-old grandson, respectively. Needless to say, my main concern was to spend as much time as possible with my family. Since the first of the year, I have been scheduling doctor's appointments to determine a date of an extensive surgery, which includes a lengthy recovery. I also have every intention to be in compliance with the city before starting my medical journey. The vehicle in violation has a broken fuel pump, which I do not have the funds to repair. I intend to junk the truck as soon as I obtain the title and expect to have this done within the next 2 weeks. As for the yard, once the vehicle is removed, I will contact Officer Leffler to request he come to my property. This is so he can walk me through exactly what needs to be done. For the record, I would like the city to know William Haygood left the property November 2006 and has not returned. We are still married for 34 years, but separated. For the most part, I live alone on a fixed income. I am doing the best I am able to do under difficult circumstances. I respectfully ask the board members to allow me an extension until February 26th to bring the property into compliance, as well as addressing my medical issues. Thank you for your time and consideration, and thank Officer Edward Leffler for his time. Sincerely, Patricia Haygood. I'll submit that into the case file.
any other discussion? What's the pleasure of the board?
I'll make a motion.
Yes, ma'am?
I'll make a motion that, in case number 17004, that the respondents be found in violation of Code 115-5 and 165-3 as of November 18th, 2016, and be given until February 24th to come into compliance or be fined. Are each of these for the different things? One's for
Yes.
the car, $25 per violation per day.
February 24th, 2017?
17, yes. Still in the wrong year.
Okay, we get second? We have a motion on the floor made by Member Osborne, seconded by Member Lumnick, And case number 17-004 for the code violation 115-5, 165-3. To find in violation as of November 18, 2016, and to come into compliance February 24th, 2017, or be fined $25 per violation per day, as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Lowry,
No.
Vice Chairman Carrington,
No.
Member Osborne,
Aye.
Member Odom,
Aye.
Member Lomax. Motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Next case.
Thank you. And the 2-month lapse, I don't know, I forgot to put the exhibit up there, but that is the junk car and the tolerance.
Okay. Thank you. Case number 17-005, Officer Loeffler.
Case number 17-005, 695 South Lakewood Avenue. This is down towards Geneva and Story Road, dead end. On October 17th, 2016, this officer, in response from a police department and local merchant-generated complaint, did observe an accessory structure with occupancy, window air conditioning, television, laundry, and bed. Additionally, vehicles parked upon an unsurfaced, unimproved yard grass, an untagged, inoperable green SUV, and a pile of junk and debris next to the main house. All conditions constituting a nuisance to the community and the safety of the shed occupants. A written warning was left at the location. And Exhibit A is kind of self-explanatory. That's the shed. That's the people in the shed. That's the untagged junk vehicle. That's the pile of debris. And that's the little running window air conditioner. On October 27th, the same conditions appeared to be unchanged and with no contact from any owners or occupants. A violation notice was posted and sent out to the property owners as identified by official recorded records as the Judy Barker Estate, Emmett Ray War, Robert Earl War, Ralph Edward War, Ronnie David War, Billy Jean Ruiz, and Jeffrey D. Scott. The notice for violation of ordinances 115-3 prohibited act the existence of a public nuisance and not correcting the condition after notification. 108-9 regarding the unsafe occupancy of the accessory structure. 108-24D regarding the pile of junk and debris and the untagged inoperable vehicle. And 168-61 regarding the parking of vehicles upon the unsurfaced yard grass. The notice provided until November 12th, 2016, to discontinue occupancy of the shed, remove the pile of trash and debris, discontinue parking on the unsurfaced yard grass, and remove the untagged inoperable SUV. On January 11th, a statement and hearing notice to this meeting was sent out certified, posted at the location, and posted within the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. On January 12th, this officer did observe an occupant hanging laundry next to the shed. So based on them not contacting us and seeing that, and the junk car and the pile still there, as of this date, the property remains non-compliant with the codes as cited. And the complainant in this case, some of the local merchants, because they go in and use the restroom all the time.
So what's the recommendation of the city?
The recommendation is the city is 10 days to comply and $50 per day per violation.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion.
Yes, ma'am?
Okay. I would like to make a motion in case number 17-005 that the respondents be found in violation of ordinance 115-3, 108-9, 108-24, and 168-6 as cited as of November 12th, and that they be given until February 3rd to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation for each day the violation remains in non-compliance.
And the compliance date was November 12th, 2016,
Okay.
and your compliance date is February 3rd, 2017?
Oh, yes, yes.
Second.
Okay, we got, well, one question. You said November 12th is what I got here. You said the compliance date.
Yeah, the year was
The year.
around. I just asked her
Okay,
if the
all
year
right.
was 2016.
All right.
She added that to me.
All right, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Odom, second by Member Carrington, in case number 17-005, that the response be found in violation of Code 115-3, 108-9, 108-24, and 168-6 as of November 12, 2016, and give the response until February 3rd, 2017, to come into compliance or be fined $50 per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Other business. Case number 16-116, Officer Loeffler.
Full compliance, and the city thanks them.
Oh, thank you. Case number 16-128, Officer Sechrist.
In his absence, I believe that was full compliance, affidavit on file.
Thank you. Case number 16-129, Officer Loeffler.
Also, full compliance.
Thank you. Well, that completes our agenda. Now for our comments. Now, we do have a new clerk, Madam Clerk. And Amber, help me with the last name.
Landry.
Okay, Landry. That's our new one. Nice to have you. And, of course, with the assistance of the head one. Nice to have you. And also, Mr. Brad Levnick is one of our new members. Nice to have him. And we're still looking for another member and 2 alternates. So, anything you want to say there?
No, glad to be here.
Thank you. Member Odom.
Oh, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year. I'm very happy that our board is still in place and look forward to working with everyone.
Member Carrington.
Welcome to our new member and clerk, and have both of you with us. Thank you to all the city staff. Nice job. And Happy New Year.
Our great attorney.
Nice to see you all. That's all.
Okay. Member Osborne.
Welcome, everybody, new member and new secretary, and Happy New Year.
Member Officer Loeffler.
Just want to thank all the citizens. We had a lot of compliance during that 2-month gap. So.
Well, that's a good thing.
And cold weather.
And what?
Bridget.
No comment.
Mr. Gaines, sir.
Welcome back. We've missed you.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we are back. I think we're headed in the right direction. Everything's looking good. And look forward to this whole year. And I want to thank the citizens that have come into compliance. And I thank everybody within the city and the staff. Thank you, and a job well done. Okay? Meeting adjourned.